what is your reaction to everything that happened today?
I'm very happy that the truth is now out to the public, that Matthew Smith has never threatened this lady or threatening to kill her dogs. I had the chance to display that in court today and tell the judge the truth of this case. I pled to an annoying phone call, and I apologize to my accuser for the annoying phone call. She was on Zoom from 500 miles away in Houghton County, a county that I've never been to before, and I have no plans to go to Houghton County. I apologize to Ms. Kelly for that annoying phone call. But it's good to finally get the truth out to the public, because for the last 2 years, I've been falsely accused of threatening to poison and kill dogs, and that never happened. And I've been wanting to speak on this, but because this is pending litigation, I could not until the court date. We had the court date today. There's been no conviction on my record, and it's good to finally get the truth out to the public about this, because people are signing this recall petition. People are smearing my name all across the media of a threatening phone call to kill dogs. That never happened. And I'm happy to get the truth out to the public. I have always said the truth will come out. And what I mean by that is this threat against her and against these dogs. I'm an animal lover. I own a dog. I would never threaten to poison and kill dogs. And the people believing this, it hurts me. It hurts me, James, to see people believe this. And that's why I could not wait to have my day in court and express the truth. And the truth is out.
You talked about what didn't occur during the phone call. So what did occur during the phone call? What did you say during the phone call?
The phone call was a call of criticism. I wasn't even paying attention to what time it was. Obviously, my friend was running against her, and it was criticizing her job performance. It was trying to figure out stuff going on with the unions. She was under heavy fire the previous day for unions. I apologize for that. No one should be called late at night and startled. And I owned up to that. But there's a difference between a phone call of criticism to a political Democrat official, which I said shouldn't have happened that late, it shouldn't happen at all, versus a threatening phone call. The threatening phone call never happened. The criticism did, and I owned up to that, and I apologize. But this thing has been blown out of proportion, and I'm just happy that the truth is out today, and I can speak, and I can say, Matthew Smith never threatened this lady. Matthew Smith never threatened dogs, and it's good to air that to the public.
All right, I believe the term, the acronym is HIDA, is that correct?
Yes.
All right, some of your critics have said, hey look, if you're playing the HIDA, I'm paraphrasing here, if you're playing the HIDA card, why should you be in a position to make decisions for children as a member of the Davison School Board?
I hired an attorney to get this case resolved and prove the facts to the public, that there was no threats against animals, and a lot of this is political allies teaming together. So the attorney said, if your goal is to get the truth out and not have a record of this, then we have to look at all the laws that are possible. So that's what I did. I admitted to making an annoying phone call. I waited to have my day in court, which we did. And now my side of the story gets to come out. So for the critics out there, I would say those are the same people that are peddling this fiction about a threatening phone call. I have not been convicted. It's over. The case is over. I didn't know what I did was illegal. I did not know calling someone late at night and giving them criticism was illegal. I learned from that. It's never going to happen again, and I take responsibility for those actions. But to blow this up into a threatening phone call, that's just a misrepresentation of what happened.
Right, but just from a pragmatic standpoint, HIDA, I'm saying, paraphrasing again, I was too young to do some of this stuff. I should be given some leniency because I was too young.
I've never even been pulled over before. I've never even been issued a speeding ticket. I have no criminal record. Matthew Smith is not a criminal. I made a foolish mistake by calling a Democrat late at night and giving her criticism. I've owned up to that, and now moving forward, I won't call her again. I won't call anybody again and give them criticism late at night. But the fact of the matter is, HIDA is a law. So if that opportunity is available, then we're going to take it. I think what the public needs to focus on is this whole thing, there's been lies in this whole thing. He killed dogs, he did this, I had to barricade this, I had to do that. Not true. So I think what we need to take away from this is there's no conviction. If the judge felt that I needed to be convicted, he would have convicted me. I'm not convicted. I have no record of this. I've taken responsibility. I'm ready to move forward.
Absolutely, and moving forward to finish that second part of my question, the offshoot of HIDA is, hey, look, I'm saying, because I'm too young to know better, paraphrasing, should you be in a position to make decisions for kids who are even younger than you? That's what the critics are wondering.
I have no problem with HIDA. I mean, I hired an attorney to take care of this, okay? Because a lot of this was just blatant lie, political hit job, okay? I've taken responsibility. I'm ready to move on. I mean, there's been no conviction. She's had her side of the story. I've had my side of the story. I'm a strong leader in the Davison community. I'm out fighting the Unmask Our Kids movement. We're fighting to unmask our kids, the vaccinations they're putting on. I'm a fighter. So for the critics out there that say, well, he didn't get convicted, but he was put on HIDA, I'm not going to respond to that. I was not convicted. I'm going to continue to fight for the Davison community. I'm going to continue to be a strong voice. I've owned up to calling her late. I apologize for calling her late. But it's time to move forward now. There's been no conviction. But I think the biggest thing that the public needs to know is this whole dog threatening phone call was just a concocted fictional story. I told the judge that today, that it never happened. I mean that. I'm sincere for calling her late, but to lie and to say there was threats made and everything else, that never happened. So I'm happy to get the truth out.
What do you think of your punishment? I believe it was community service, you gotta take a class, you gotta write an essay, probation for a year. Any thoughts on that?
I mean, the fact of the matter is there is no conviction. There is no misdemeanor on my record. As far as the other things, well, I guess that goes with learning that you shouldn't call people late at night. And I've taken responsibility for that action. But I'm ready to move on now and represent. I think this thing has made me stronger as a leader. And like I said, I didn't know it was illegal to call someone late at night and give them criticism. And I think in Genesee County, it's very hard to be a Republican conservative, a young Republican conservative, and because you're held to a different level of scrutiny. So I called this lady late, I criticized her, I apologized for spooking her or whatever. And I think it's very important that the public knows that there was no threats and there was no threatening to kill animals, because that's been the narrative. That's been the narrative. The narrative has been, he threatened to poison and kill my dogs, and the news keeps reporting that. That never happened. It never happened.
What did you think of the judge saying, paraphrasing again, time to grow up?
Well, I think what he was alluding to is, you should not call someone late at night and criticize them. You shouldn't call someone late at night at all, and at that time of the hour. I didn't know it was that time of the hour. I was just at my office, whatever. My friend was running against her, and I was trying to help a friend out. I had nothing to gain from this. I had nothing to gain at all. I was just trying to figure out what was going on with Houghton County. And I've apologized. Okay? Now, to take a call of criticism and to say, well, he threatened me, he threatened my dogs, he did this, and put dogs on television, it's hurtful. It's hurtful to see your face on the news every night for something you didn't do and something you didn't say. And I appreciate TV5 for allowing me to get my side of the story out. Some of the other stations won't cover it. They just want to cover threatening phone calls, sign here for a recall. Oh, he threatened to kill dogs. It never happened. I've taken responsibility. I'm ready to move on and fight for my community more now than ever. I've not been convicted, and I'm not a criminal. I'm a fighter. Made a mistake by calling a Democrat late at night. Never happened again, but I never threatened to kill dogs.
And just to be clear, so you're criticizing her support of unions, I guess, is that right? What other criticisms did you have? What else was said during that?
Just basically that she needs to clean up her act. I had nothing to gain by calling her. I was trying to help a friend out. I didn't know it was illegal to call someone late at night and give them criticism. I didn't know it was illegal at all. I didn't know it was against the law. That wasn't the intent. The intent was to help out a friend and figure out what's going on with this situation. The intent wasn't to frighten someone and all of this, and the threats never happened. And I think if the public knew now if they know now what they knew then, I think you wouldn't see the outcry, because what's fueling this is the threats and the threats on animals. And it hurts me. It hurts me to see the public believe this, but I'm so happy for our judicial system to where I can go under oath and I can tell the truth in the court of law. And that's what I did today.
You talked about knowing what you know now, knowing what you know now. Do you make that call?
Listen, I've apologized for calling her late. You learn from your mistakes. Okay, I called a Democrat late at night and gave her criticism. In hindsight, probably wouldn't do it again because by putting myself in that situation, okay, you've now opened yourself up for lies, scrutiny, and for other Democrats to team up with other Democrats to concoct something that never happened. So I've learned. And to the public watching this, I don't know if you'll put this on television, but to the public watching this, be careful, because if you're a Republican and you make a late night phone call, or you call a Democrat with criticism and you say one thing, it could be misconstrued into something else.
Did you say anything during the phone call that would make her misconstrue a threat to her dogs? No. Never threatened her dogs, not once. That's a lie. You hold positions, on the ELGA board, is that
I hold
correct?
multiple positions in the
Yeah, I know,
community.
Davison School Board, Genesee County Chair, Republican Party. Any other positions? No, I know those.
Those are the main
three.
ones, yeah.
Any thought on stepping down from any of those three positions after today's event?
Absolutely not. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not stepping down from anything. I made a little mistake by calling a Democrat official and giving her criticism late at night. It's been blown out of proportion to threatening dogs, threatening her. That's been proven today in court, never happened. I'm not stepping down from any position. If anything, I'm going to learn from this, and I'm going to fight even stronger and even harder for all residents of Genesee County and Davison schools.
I believe you also said in court today, too, that life's been a lot harder for you, especially with the dog allegations. Can you just tell me about that a little bit? You know, does it make you nervous being out in public sometimes? You know, because obviously threatening dogs strikes a chord with a lot of animal lovers.
Anytime you are accused of something you didn't do, it turns your stomach. I've lost sleep. It's been harder to watch television because you're being accused of something and saying something you didn't do. And I've been trying to tell everybody, just wait. I will come out in court and speak to the threats and to the dogs. Today, I finally had the chance to do that. So now that the public knows the truth, I don't feel so bad anymore. I've admitted to Kelly on Zoom, I'm sorry for calling you late at night and disturbing the peace. I'm ready to move forward. I've not been convicted. There's no misdemeanor on my record. I didn't even know it was illegal to make a criticism phone call. I'm moving forward.
Is there anything else I'm missing?
Trying to think.
Yeah, me too. I don't think I've missed anything. Let's see. You're still being recorded at the moment. Let's see now.
Could I give a message to my supporters?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I said asked you if I was missing anything. That's free reign.
I wanna thank the people that have stood by my side over these false allegations. And I want to thank my supporters for sticking by my side and putting some faith into me and waiting until it comes out in court. And now it's out in court today that Matthew Smith never threatened this lady or never threatened to kill her dogs or poison her dogs. And I want to thank every single person who has stood by my side during this. And for that, I thank the community.